Welcome to Talkin Baloney.
Calvin Cocoa Pop.
This is Boochie.
Oh, gosh.
What's going on?
No script allowed.
What are you, some kind of bot? Come on, people.
Oh, yeah. You want a pickle, you gotta give him a pickle, right?
I want to be a movie star.
Wow, that sounds so interesting.
Fresh and quick.
Pudgy, pizza.
Part of the Baloney Nation.
Jim Deezy.
You guys still there?
As you hear the sounds of the dogs in the distance, it is Talkin Baloney. I am the big guy. That is Jim Deezy. That is also a dog.
In the house of the animals.
Just a refresher, you've got 3 dogs?
3. We got Princess, Kenny, and Teddy.
All right. And who's making the noise?
That would be Teddy. Teddy is the king of noise. He barks at everything. If it breathes, he barks at it.
Yeah. And Teddy likes to draw first blood.
Yes.
As I know from personal experience.
Yeah. He is our in-house Rambo. First blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, I am Jesse the Body Ventura, and I ain't got time to bleed.
Yes. You must wear ankle protectors when you come here.
Yes. Wear long pants.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man! Not to mention we got the 3 Stooges, the three cats.
3 cats. Okay, I thought there were 2.
Yeah. No, there's 3. We got Robbie. We got 2 other ones that look alike. Thelma and oh crap, yeah, Snuggles. That's it.
Wow. So who names these pets?
That would be Melody.
'Cause there's a lot of okay, Robbie, Kenny, Teddy. Mm-hmm. Are these the names of New Kid on the Block people?
No, ironically not.
There's also rather normal names for pets, right?
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of Kennys.
No, Kenny had his name, I believe, before when we rescued him.
Okay.
They are all rescues, by the way. So we do rescue pets and give them a good home.
Yeah.
But you bring up a good point. I'm surprised that we don't have them all named after a New Kids on the Block member.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's going on, man? How are things going?
Well, we got a huge show today.
Excellent.
We have the deadline for the Donnie Wahlberg, yes or no. We have a final decision on that to get to. Mm-hmm. We also took a road trip last weekend.
We did. A surprise road trip.
Yeah. Just a little quick getaway for some really good food. And we've got a little video snippet to watch of that.
Little cramped ride.
Yeah.
For some.
And we've got some more questions from Baloney Nation. But I thought what we'd talk about this week, a topic we haven't really touched on before, and that's game shows.
Yes. Absolutely.
Now, to me, there's 4 big game shows.
Okay. Go ahead.
There's The Price is Right.
Okay.
There's Jeopardy.
Okay.
There's Wheel of Fortune.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Family Feud.
It's really the only 4 that would really matter.
Well, if you think about it, during our lifetimes, those shows have been a constant.
Yeah, longevity. There's a lot of shows that have come and gone.
Yeah. So let's start with The Price is Right. What for those of us who don't watch the show, why don't you tell us about The Price is Right?
So, Price is Right. Listen, they got a cult following. It's basically like, you over under on the price, and you win that category or you win that showcase. And I watched the show for all the little different little things that they had to do, like the Plinko game where they drop the little thing and just boom, 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 boom down the different pegs.
Oh, yeah.
I used to love the little wheel because I'm always like, how could you strategize that to always land on the good numbers? But you just won a new car.
Well,
I wish I would win a new car.
So this is a daytime talk show.
Mm-hmm.
It's on at what, like 10 or 11 in the morning.
Yeah, it's pretty early.
It is super popular and always has been with college students.
Yeah.
College kids love it. They get together, they watch it together, they go to the show and they wear outrageous clothes to get attention.
They even have
pre-pandemic, of course.
Yeah, they also have college edition shows.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it's nothing's gonna ever beat Bob Barker. Come on. I mean, he even starred in Happy Gilmore.
And he was great in that.
He was great in Happy Gilmore. Great.
So The Price is Right debuted in 1972.
2 years before we were born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob Barker hosted from then until 2007.
Now that's a good career.
Long time.
Think of all that sponsorship money on that show. Because the whole show is sponsorship money.
Oh, so doing some research. Revealed in 2009, so the number would be much higher now. But as of 2009, they had given away over $250 million in prizes. A game show gave away $250 million in prizes.
All probably a tax write-off for all the corporations that donated to.
Yeah. Think of all the crappy little cars they've given away.
I remember sometimes they would pan inside the car. They'd be like, "You want a new car?" And it'd be the basic model. Like, no, crank windows.
You watch the reruns from the 70s. It's like they're always giving away, "You want an AMC Eagle."
I love those cars.
I know.
Yeah. That's just one of those shows, you or I would go on and we'd be out at the first guest. The first showcase guest, they'd be like, "Nope. All right, go back to your seat. Thanks for participating."
And of course, what did Bob Barker do every episode?
Oh, he always ended the show with "Get your pet spayed and neutered."
Yeah.
Classic,
Yeah. That was just like his own little crusade that.
Yeah.
I'm sure when he started it. Neutered. Yeah. People were like, "What is he doing?" But
and how about that tiny, skinny little 12-inch long microphone with the little nub on the end of it?
Yes. Classic.
Yeah. Always looked like the thing weighed 100 pounds when I'm carrying it around. Like, great show though.
So Drew Carey took over in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a few times. I don't really watch Price is Right, but the few times I've seen it with Drew Carey, I'm not really impressed by him as a host.
No. Listen, Drew Carey was funny on his Cleveland Rock show, but that was it. Not a fan of Drew Carey on The Price is Right.
So he's been doing it for 14 years now, 13 years. And you watch him, and it still seems like it's his first day. Like, he just never developed, a flow. Mm-hmm. He's not smooth. Everything is kind of awkward. And, half the time, he's, looking off camera, what do I do?
Yeah. He's always looking for that funny moment, too, on every one of the shows. He's always got that comedic roast of some sort he does with somebody. Yeah. Bob Barker had the flow. He was the original, flow master.
Oh, that is a classic broadcaster. No matter what happened, what the situation, he was always smooth, always knew what to do, what to say.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that's missing from broadcasting these days.
Credibility.
Yeah. Professionalism. So
love for one another.
Did you?
Yes.
Ever see the documentary called The Perfect Bid?
No.
It's about a guy who cracked the Price is Right code.
Really?
He watched it, and he's some kind of genius. He was able to memorize all the prices. And he would go and attend the tapings. And there was a woman who actually got down onto the stage, and she just kept looking at him, and he was like saying what the prices were, and she scored like a perfect score, won everything. And so that guy became like almost a casino guy who like counts cards and stuff.
So he was Rain Man for The Price is Right.
And they had to like keep him away, like make sure this guy doesn't get in the building. And it's a really good documentary.
I like it. I'll have to check that out.
Next up, how about Wheel of Fortune?
Wheel of Fortune, Vanna White, Pat Sajak, been doing it forever. They've been everywhere doing the show. They've done it in front of live studio audiences and, you know, arenas, auditoriums, whatever. Yeah. You know, I don't know how they keep doing the show. I mean, eventually you got to run out of things, places, people. You know, the ones that always get me on that show are when they're missing like one or two letters, and it clearly says like to solve the puzzle, it's Wheel of Fortune, and they're like, Wheel of Cookie. You're like, what? Did they just bring you on the show just to be an idiot?
Probably.
Yeah.
So Wheel of Fortune debuted in 1975, created by Merv Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
And Pat Sajak and Vanna White have hosted together since 1981.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, Wheel of Fortune and Price is Right are two of those shows that I could see you or I being on that show, like an actual, you know, just a regular guy on that show, or regular, you know, just a regular Joe Schmo.
Oh, The Price is Right. You don't need any kind of knowledge. All you have to do is be maybe someone who's been in a grocery store a few times. Yeah.
You know, be able to write your price down. Make sure you got to, you know, you be able to write. That's about it.
Wheel of Fortune is, you know, when I was a little kid, I used to be like really kind of mystifying. But then as you get older, you realize, okay, there's a few letters. Like if you just always pick the same letters, you're going to get there because, you know, don't be stupid and pick W or X.
I just like the one when Pat Sajak at the end's like, well, you didn't get it, but let's see what you want anyway, just to rub it in.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Mercedes-Benz, fully loaded. You didn't get it. But hey, you won $5,000 in cash. It's a good show, though.
Last year, Pat Sajak passed Bob Barker for hosting the most number of shows.
Really?
Yeah.
I like Wheel of Fortune. I can do that show. I'm pretty good at it. I got it on the old mobile device. I play it from time to time.
Now you remember there used to be. We're so familiar with Wheel of Fortune being on at 7 p.m. or 7:30 p.m., but there used to be a daytime version. And Pat Sajak left the daytime version and was replaced as host by a NFL kicker.
Oh, really?
I remember he was with the Chargers or the Rams. I had like his football card. He wasn't very good, but it was Ralph Barishny or something like that.
It didn't stay on long?
He did it for a few months, and then someone else replaced him, and the show lasted maybe another year, and then it was canceled.
Yeah. People don't like when you stray away from the originals.
Well, Wheel of Fortune is synonymous with Pat Sajak and Vanna White. It's like, you know, we're going to talk about the next show, which is Jeopardy.
Oh, yeah.
And that's synonymous with Alex Trebek.
I can't do that. I won't be able to do that show anyway.
Yeah. Unless they find like a really good host. Right now they're just running through a bunch of different people. I don't know how long that show will last without, you know, the famous Alex Trebek there.
Yeah. You know, and that's just one of those shows right there where I couldn't be on that show because you actually have to study for it.
You have to have, some knowledge. Yeah.
Some basic higher education knowledge.
Yeah.
Not my cup of tea. You know, I might be able.
I
I could do the lowly categories, like when they're like the $100, the $200, and $300. They start getting up into those $5,000 and $1,000 questions. No.
Well, those questions are, if you know the category, they're all easy. Like whenever they do like a sports category, it's like, man, they're not really hard questions.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, if it's a category you don't know, the odds of you getting the $1,000 are pretty low compared to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I could do some of them. You know, they've had some wrestling categories and stuff like that, movie categories, actor categories. I could do those, but man, you start throwing that scientific stuff at me, it's a whole new ball game. I'll be making up compounds on the show.
So Jeopardy was also created by Merv Griffin.
Creative genius.
Yeah. Who knew?
Who knew?
And, you know, the famous music.
Yeah. Yep.
Merv Griffin composed that as well.
Is there anything he can't do?
Not really.
Yeah.
So there was an original version of Jeopardy that ran in the 60s and 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So this is before Alex Trebek. This is Art Fleming was the host.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about you, but I'm most familiar with that because of Weird Al's song "I Lost on Jeopardy."
Yes.
And the music video, which had those people from the 70s in it.
That's a great song, by the way.
Oh, tremendous.
One day we'll be doing a whole show on Weird Al, and we're not even going to have to vote on it.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I can't believe we haven't done Weird Al yet.
And if you don't know anything about Weird Al, you're just weird. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
TV Guide in 2013 named Jeopardy the greatest game show of all time. It's had over 8,000 episodes, and they've won 39 daytime Emmys.
Well, I think a lot of that was Alex Trebek.
Yeah.
You know,
is there anyone that you think of that could be a good permanent host?
You know what? My pick for this show, probably going to surprise some people.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Howard Stern.
Okay. Interesting.
Really? Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Be perfect for Jeopardy. Imagine if he did it from the format of like his show. He's just sitting behind the mic.
Yeah. I don't think he would ever do it.
No. I mean, there's some other people out there I could see do it. I could see like a Pat McAfee doing it.
Okay.
You know, he's kind of got that charisma behind the mic. He's relatable. Yeah. The crowd loves him. You know, people enjoy watching his show. I might even throw a Joe Rogan out there.
Whoa. I don't know about that.
He's a little controversial, so I'll scrub that name. I'll scrub that name from my recommendation. I wasn't recommending him anyway, but I was just saying, he's got that mic skill. But you know what? The Rock.
Well, The Rock can do everything, but I think he's going to be president, so I don't know if he's going to have time for Jeopardy.
That's true.
What about like Keith Olbermann?
I like Keith Olbermann.
Super smart.
Yeah. He'd be good at it. You know, he kind of has that Alex Trebek swagger about him.
And if he can avoid talking politics, he's actually pretty decent.
Mm-hmm. That's probably the reason why they'll never let him be the host of that show.
Exactly.
He'll get off on a tangent, and he might hold it in for the show, but later on when he gets off the air, he's like, "Great show today" on Twitter, and he's like, but.
Yeah, that would not go well.
I'm telling you, Howard Stern would be gold on the show.
Well, let's face it. We talked about professional broadcasters when we talked about Bob Barker. Howard Stern is a professional broadcaster.
Yeah.
I have no doubt he could host it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he ever would, and I don't think the Jeopardy people would be brave enough to pick him as the host.
Could you imagine him on that show with some rocket scientist guy and him just saying, "What do you think? You're pretty smart?" Or like somebody like a Simon Cowell on that show. You get the wrong answer, and they're like, he's like, "What are you doing here? You get the F out."
So your ideal version of Jeopardy, the host is more of like a guy who makes fun of the guests and starts arguments.
I mean, that's lively. For me, that's ratings.
Jerry Springer could host.
I could see him doing it, but I would be too tempted to ring that Jerry bell in the background as soon as somebody was like, "Oh, wrong answer. Ding, ding, ding."
I think that's what you want.
We're throwing chairs now on Jeopardy.
Yeah.
I want a different category.
And all the contestants would have like some previous relationship.
Oh, yeah.
This is a woman who cheated on this guy with this guy. Now let's see who can win Jeopardy.
Jeopardy. Jeopardy, or Jerry Springer, the new Jeopardy host. I can see it now. Got ratings written all over it.
It does. I think this might be another $1 billion idea from Jim Deezy.
Yeah, Sheets is already stealing our ideas.
All right, so we're going to take a break. We're going to come back, talk a little bit more about some game shows, and then Baloney Nation later.
Good times.
And we are back.
Man, just kick-ass music coming back to the show.
Get you pumped up to talk about game shows.
It's got that Blade feel to it. The movie Blade when he's in the club and he's knifing people and making vampires disappear. Got that Blade vibe to it.
So you always do this. You bring up something that I don't expect you to bring up, and now I want to talk about that. So
the music's golden, man. It's golden.
Yeah. Well, Blade is in your wheelhouse?
Blade is in my wheelhouse. And
really?
Not to mention the fact, Triple H was in it.
He's in the third one, yeah.
Yes. I'm a big Wesley Snipes fan.
Yeah. And that is classic Wesley Snipes.
Yeah. I mean, that character in that movie, phenomenal. We'll have to save that for a show, but
yeah, I'm just thinking like, okay, you don't like Star Wars, you don't like Harry Potter, don't like Lord of the Rings, but Blade you like. This is interesting.
Love Blade. Love it.
All right. We got a Wesley Snipes episode down the road then.
In the works. Maybe we can get him on the show.
Maybe. I don't know. He's in Coming to America too. From what I've heard, he's stealing the movie.
Really?
So he might be on the upswing.
Damn it.
Yeah.
That's
Speaking
right. He
of game
deserves
shows.
Go ahead.
How about Family Feud?
Love this show. And in a preview of our conversation, this show has the most, I don't know what you want to call it, like undertones of so many different things going on in this world from way back when this show started to currently going on.
Yes. So this is a show that started in the 70s.
Yeah.
1976 with Richard Dawson.
Mm-hmm.
It was a huge popular show. And then in the 80s, when we were kids, it kind of became like a lesser show. And for like a long time, I mean, I want to quiz you. How many hosts can you name? The guys between Richard Dawson and Steve Harvey. How many of those can you name?
I remember the one guy that kind of looked like Richard Dawson that hosted.
I'm going to need more than that.
And that's it. That's all I can remember.
Really?
Yeah. Dawson and Harvey. That's it. And there was a guy in the middle somewhere that looked like Dawson.
Okay, so Dawson was replaced by Ray Combs.
Mm-hmm.
And Ray Combs did it from 88 to 94.
Mm.
Then it was Louis Anderson.
Oh, that's right. Louis Anderson
comedian.
did it. The comedian guy. I forgot he did it. How many years did he do it?
99 to 2002.
Okay.
He was replaced by Richard Karn. who was from Tool Time with Tim Allen on Home Improvement. The guy with the beard.
the bearded guy, the flannel, Al.
Yeah,
Al Borland.
He did it for 4 years, 2002 to 2006. He was replaced by John O'Hurley, who was an actor on Seinfeld.
Okay.
That's about all you can say about him. He did a few appearances on Seinfeld and then started hosting game shows.
Ooh.
And he did it from 2006 to 2010 when Steve Harvey took over.
You know, actually, you made a good point there. Jerry Seinfeld would be a good host for Jeopardy.
Yeah. I think you're right on that.
He's got that character and that demeanor about him where he could pull it off and still be funny and serious. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm down with that.
I think he's available too.
Yeah, he's not doing much these days.
So Family Feud with Steve Harvey has rebounded and is once again like one of the biggest shows around. You can't turn on the TV without seeing Family Feud. It's on all the time. Yeah,
and they run it at night, morning, afternoon. It don't matter. It's on all the time. I will tell you right now, man, this show cracks me up. Yeah. It's all when you watch this show, it's like there's racial undertones, there's I'm too smart for you undertones, there's you're dumber than a box of rocks undertones, there's you can't make this up. Just watch the show.
And I gotta say, Steve Harvey is a great host because he's not afraid to make fun of them when they say something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And he does great facial expressions when somebody says something shocking, which happens every episode.
Oh yeah, it's almost like they write it into the show where they're like, "Did she just say what?"
And the format of the show is fun. Mm-hmm. Like guessing the top things is a great bit, but that final bit where they each go one at a time and with the timing, you can't beat that for a game show.
They've got a little bit more risque too with him as well. Yeah. Like some of the questions are a little bit more than what you would have seen back when the 70s and 80s were around.
I think in the 70s it was a little risky, but the 80s version with Ray Combs, who was a part of the Latter-day Saints. And
enough said.
Did a lot of shows on the Family Channel, which at that time was a religious channel. So it was a very different show with him as the host.
Yeah. I just remembered when Richard Dawson got into movies. Remember, he was in like The Running Man and great in that movie, by the way. He still had that game show persona too.
He was perfect in that.
Yeah.
Well, and he actually, he started as an actor. He was a cast member on Hogan's Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
And then he became a regular panelist on the next show I want to talk about, The Match Game. And he was so good on The Match Game, he became the host of Family Feud.
Yeah.
Now, The Match Game is probably my favorite game show.
Okay. You have to give me some backstory on this because I've never really watched it.
So The Match Game is essentially you get 6 celebrities on the panel and 2 guests playing against each other. And it's kind of like a fill in the blank.
Okay.
So the host, Gene Rayburn, would say something like, Big Bertha is so fat. And the crowd would yell, how fat was she? And he'd be like, Big Bertha is so fat when she sits on the toilet, the whole house blanks. And then the contestant has to guess the blank part, and then each celebrity has written down their own answer, and they try to match. And the celebrities, being funny people usually, have some pretty funny responses, and the contestants are almost always stupid about it.
I want to be on the show.
It's great.
Yeah.
So it was a huge hit in the 70s, kind of died off, but it's returned on ABC, and Alec Baldwin is the host.
Okay, I've seen this.
Show. Yeah.
I have seen this. I've seen the ones with Alec Baldwin.
Dumb Donald is so dumb.
I'll
When he
finish
takes
that one.
when he
We
takes a
don't do
number
politics or
two,
religion, folks.
when he takes a number two, he blanks.
Yeah.
So you can play the game yourself at home. Just make up any sentence you want with a blank in it and try to make someone guess.
Yeah, he cooks dinner.
Ding, 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 ding. No matches.
Ding. No matches. Someone light a match.
So that brings us to our next show, which is kind of similar, Hollywood Squares.
I remember this show.
It's
and this is kind of what
Tic-Tac-Toe.
kind of like one of them. Yeah, Tic-Tac-Toe. And I remember like all your people now that have their own shows, like Ellen DeGeneres and stuff like that, were all on this show at one point.
Correct. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a show that started in the 60s and ran all the way up to 1981, and then returned in the late 80s, and then returned again in 98 to 2004 with Tom Bergeron.
Mm-hmm.
That's when Whoopi Goldberg was the big center square, and then Rosie O'Donnell.
I remember that.
And then Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah. Good time. That show takes you back a little bit.
Yeah. So the version I remember most was the 80s version with John Davidson hosting. And what was really cool is, I was a big fan of Alf. And they had a couple of times where Alf was one of the celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
Which is great. Yeah, I'll take Alf for the block.
I love that cat-eating alien. By the way, you can watch the entire Alf season now on Roku.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check that out.
Yeah.
Speaking of game shows, there's a game show network channel.
Mm-hmm.
It used to show a lot of classic game shows, but now it's mostly like original stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a new game show channel called Buzzer, which you can watch on Roku and Pluto TV. And that is 24 hours classic game shows.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
There it is, right there.
All right. Now we're going to do a little lightning round.
Oh, boy. Let's do it.
I'm just going to name off game shows. You give me your impressions.
Okay.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Dragged on way too long. Show could have been over in 15 minutes, but they drag it out, the dimming of the lights and the music and all that crap to a whole half hour.
But it was really good when it started. It was like a phenomenon.
Loved Regis.
Password.
Pass.
The Newlywed Game.
This is kind of like
Steve Eubanks.
Yeah, I would say this is your versions of the new stuff now that's out, like almost like Bachelor and Bachelorette and all these other crazy things that are out there now.
Well, it could be a funny show. It was, it was the show that I would like to have you and Mel play on Talkin Baloney at some point, where we quiz you on how well you know each other. So look forward to that upcoming.
Let's do it. Melly Mel's going to do it.
Cash Cab.
I like this show. You know why I like this show? Because the guy follows me on Twitter.
He follows everybody.
I know, but I feel like a part of something. But I actually watched this show and people didn't know they were in, when it first came out, and they didn't know they were in the cash cab.
Yeah.
I mean, now they got the ceilings got lights and
it's
a little overproduced.
It's a good show.
Now.
Yeah, it is overproduced, but it's funny. I always like how the driver tries to disguise his voice when they first get in the car. And then the questions are questions you could answer. They're not super tough, but
I like that they give you the opportunity to win some money or take it all away.
Yeah. It's all timed based on where you're going. What's your destination? 14 blocks? Yeah. Okay.
We got time. We can make a lot of money and lose it all.
How about Deal or No Deal?
So, this is Howie's show.
Yeah, Howie Mandel.
This show, for me, was always like, the banker segments just took forever. Yeah. I like the show. They could have sped this show up, though. I get it, always the theatrical. And we'll find out when we come right back. I'm like, here we go. Another commercial.
Yeah. So it was a show spawned out of the success of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So, of course, they copied that attempt at high drama.
Mm-hmm. The banker, you always just saw the silhouette. You never really saw the banker. You had 5 briefcases left. One of them is $1 million. One of them is $25,000. The banker offers you $40,000.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
No deal.
I don't know. No deal. No deal for me. It was all right. I mean, I'd watch it if I had nothing else on.
Yeah. How about Double Dare? Going back to our youth Nickelodeon.
I love the show. They've really changed it now, though. I mean, you remember back then? I mean, these unsuspecting parents would just run around on that show, and they're getting slimed and covered in oatmeal and syrup and feathers, and now they're just like, oh yeah. Now they're like, hey, I can't eat this. This stuff might have sugar in it. I can't have that. Got to be careful about what we're dumping on people. I mean, back then they could have dumped real crap on people. No one would have cared.
Except it was Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
How about the show Press Your Luck?
I didn't really pay attention to this show.
This is the one that was famous for the board would light up different things, and you had to stop the buzzer. Trying to not get the whammy to show up. Yeah. So people would go, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop! That's the best part of the show.
You just summed up the whole show right there.
Yeah. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop.
Stop.
How about Pyramid?
I've watched the show once, maybe twice, and not for me. Not my cup of tea.
Dick Clark hosted back in the day, and now it's currently on ABC with Michael Strahan, I believe, hosting.
Yep.
Okay, not a fan.
No. Love Michael Strahan, though. New York Giants.
Supermarket Sweep.
Oh, this is this Guy Fieri.
They brought it back, but I don't think it's Guy Fieri.
He's got his own. He's got his own little show that does something about Guy's Groceries or something like that, or whatever the heck it is.
Oh.
Okay, so Supermarket Sweep. What do they do here?
This is where you get the shopping cart, and you have like X amount of time to run around the grocery store and grab as many items as you can, and then whoever grabbed like the highest value in your cart wins.
I'm down for that.
Yeah. All right, a couple more here. How about Win Ben Stein's Money?
I heard about the show and I never even watched it.
Really?
Never watched it.
It was Comedy Central's first game show, and maybe their only one. Jimmy Kimmel was the host before he was super famous.
Yeah. Never watched it.
Okay. It's a good show.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
The Howard Stern version is Win Fred's Money. Have you seen that?
I love Howard Stern.
Yeah. How about Win, Lose, or Draw?
Same. All right. So Win, Lose, or Draw. I mean, they were trying on this show. They really were.
Do you know which celebrity is credited with creating Win, Lose, or Draw?
LeBron James.
No.
I know he's got a show out right now, doesn't he? One of those shows is LeBron James' show.
Well, LeBron James might not have been born yet when Lose or Draw was out. So,
Damn it.
Burt Reynolds.
Really?
Yeah,
Burt Reynolds.
It's essentially playing Pictionary, but Burt Reynolds and Lonnie Anderson used to entertain other celebrities.
That's right. I remember now.
And Burt Convey was the host, and you would get 2 teams of 3, which were 2 celebrities and 1 contestant.
Mm-hmm.
Draw away.
I could do that.
Yeah.
We could do it. We could do an episode on this.
All right. That's another one. We'll play
We're
Win,
doing
Lose,
that.
or Draw.
Play Win, Lose, or Draw.
Well,
We'll have to twitch it.
we have to take a break, and when we come back, we've got the final results of the Donnie Wahlberg debate.
Oh, boy.
And we've got highlights from our all super important trip to Clark Summit, Pennsylvania.
Beautiful. We could tic-tac that video of us doing Pictionary or Win, Lose, or Draw.
Yeah. Follow us on TikTok at Talkin Baloney. We're also on Instagram now. We're everywhere.
See, it screams, pulling the sword out the back of the jacket.
Blade. How about Blade? Man,
Yeah.
Blade.
So I hear you got some news for us.
All right, so it is time for Baloney Nation. Our hotline number, 585-484-1770. We put it out there as a challenge.
We did.
Or a request from Melly Mel's. She wants an episode on Donnie Wahlberg, and all it was going to take were 10 comments to get it. Last week, we decided there were 4 comments and a 5th one that actually was from Melly Mel's, which we're not counting.
Nope, can't count it. Sorry.
So, we got like 9 more comments this week.
Damn it.
Yeah. Here we go. I am a big fan of Awesome Donnie. Go, Donnie, go. Go, Mel. One that is just Donnie, 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 Donnie. Here's one that is, I want a Donnie episode, please. This one is, I want Aunt Melly Mel's to be on the show more and also a show on Donnie.
What?
Someone texted just the word Donnie. Someone said, I want to see a Donnie episode.
Mm-hmm.
My vote counts, and I want a Donnie episode. Want Donnie show, exclamation point. We need an episode of Donnie Wahlberg. And give me more Donnie, exclamation point.
Well,
So
we're blocking all those people on Twitter.
So that was a grand total of 16 votes for Donnie. And
Man.
I broke it down so we could see like by region. So we had 8 votes from the 607 area code. That's the home base, if you will.
Okay. Yep.
4 votes from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
2 from the Philadelphia area, 1 from the Allentown area, and 1 from the northern Scranton, the Wilkes-Barre area. 1 vote from Florida and 2 votes from Georgia.
Well, she rallied the troops.
Yeah.
You know what? Kudos. I'll give you some kudos and some props. You know, we issued a challenge. You accepted. It took you a little longer than we thought it would take.
Yeah. I mean, if we wanted to be sticklers, we could say it didn't happen in the initial required time. It didn't happen.
The weekly allotted time frame. We had to extend the promotion, so to speak, because sales are so high right now. We got to extend the promotion.
So, yeah, we're doing a Donnie Wahlberg episode.
All right.
We'll bring in Melly Mel's.
Yeah, kudos to the Blockhead Nation. We'll have to get Melly Mel's and her crew on the show.
Yeah. Maybe we'll try to line up some phone calls or some other guests who can talk about Donnie Wahlberg.
What he means to them. Because apparently Donnie Wahlberg's a bigger deal than what we thought.
I have to do a lot of research.
Yeah. I just gotta look at the posters on the wall and look at all the new kids on the block paraphernalia in the office and
sorry to hear that.
Yep. It's my life. NKOTB, baby. Woo!
All right. So, and in a similar vein, we did hear from Aunt Paula this week as well.
Okay.
First, I'm going to say she tried to vote a second time, but I couldn't allow it. Just one vote per person.
Yeah. Cheater.
But she also says, y'all been watching too much wrestling with all that trash talking you did on the show this past episode. I think that's directed towards you.
Well, she at least didn't find anything wrong with what we were doing.
And then she also texted, disappointed y'all didn't wish Melly Mel's a happy birthday.
So I heard some feedback on this. Apparently, we did not wish Melly Mel's a happy birthday during the show. So I will admit that we forgot, and we will go backtrack now and say Melly Mel's happy belated birthday, even though I live in the same house with you, and I said happy birthday to you.
We did not mention it on the show last week.
Last
weekend was her birthday.
Yes.
We did, however, spend her birthday with her.
Yes, we did.
And we went to Clark Summit, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
And we're going to take a look at that right now.
Awesome. Make sure they have Virginia ham. Everybody looks so happy. Oh, there it is. The Waffle House.
So I know she didn't get a waffle.
Yeah, I wanted to see how much sacrilege I could commit before someone, attacked me.
At least you didn't get the salad. I did order waffles this time.
I'm so proud of you.
This is only my second time in Waffle House. Of all the windows,
Of all
they
the
picked
places to stand, right here.
Listen, Jim, have you not learned the rules of Waffle House?
What smoke just came through that window right now?
If we were here last summer, that would have been a screen window, too. So.
I do a double take on that. Wait, are there screens here?
I see dead people.
Go
see my nose hair.
Every detail.
see you again soon. We will.
Yeah. So to summarize, it was a rainy day, kind of cold.
Cold, rainy.
So we didn't film as much as we might have if it was a nice sunny day. We would have probably talked in the parking lot and gotten some more material. But I think you get a nice overview there that we had a great meal. You got your Virginia ham.
I've been wanting that ham for months. You know, it's just a little piece.
Waffle.
But it's so good. Good. Waffle House, the only thing Waffle House could do better is make your seating area bigger so you can fit more people into your Waffle House.
And of course, they were observing pandemic situation, so every other table was blocked off, so there was a less seating. We did have to wait a little bit before we went in.
Yep.
It was a Sunday afternoon, so busy at first. By the time we left, it was dead.
Yep. Yeah, it was a good time, man. And there's always room for Waffle House.
And then after that, we went right down the road to this place.
Good old Krispy Kreme. Delish. Look at that, folks. Just look at that.
We're gonna see the whole process here, how they make them.
Man, look at that ultra clear video.
iPhone, baby.
That's amazing. Look at that. I want to go through that glazed waterfall. I don't know if I could fit underneath that thing, but just look at that. Look at that.
Now that they have chocolate fountains at weddings, they need one of those.
You know, it'd be funny if they sold that glaze in a jar.
Oof.
You could put that glaze on that. I put that glaze on everything. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's delicious, man. You guys, if you've never had a Krispy Kreme donut, you really don't know what you're missing.
After seeing that video, I feel like I need to drive there again.
Right now.
Soon.
Like right now.
Yeah.
You know how Dunkin's kind of like, they're just Dunkin' now because they don't, let's be honest, they don't really know how to make donuts anymore. They're just Dunkin'. But Krispy Kreme, they know how to make donuts so much that they show you how to do it.
Yeah.
And then you get to eat the goodness right after it comes off the line.
Yeah. So we talked about this that day. We kind of messed up because we ate Waffle House first.
Yeah.
We were so stuffed, we couldn't eat the Krispy Kreme donuts right away.
Yeah. It was almost, we were just too full.
Yeah. I think next time you got to get the donuts first so you can have a couple.
House.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we stopped at Sheetz and we weren't even able to eat anything at Sheetz, like our normal 2 hot dogs with sauerkraut on a pretzel roll, the health edition.
So to summarize, Clark Summit, PA is just a little stop off the highway.
Yep.
But in that little stretch of road, you've got a Waffle House, a Krispy Kreme, and a Sheetz. Is there a better exit anywhere in the continental U.S.?
Of all the exits you could take, that's the exit you want to take right there. Can be a little confusing because you get a little overwhelmed. You're like, Krispy Kreme, Sheetz, Waffle House. Where do I go first? Well, we just told you what to do. Krispy Kreme, Sheetz, Waffle House.
And, you got to find a way to space stuff out.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to spend more time there.
You pull out of the Krispy Kreme donut parking lot, and within a minute, you're in their Sheetz parking lot. And then you pull out of that parking lot, you might want to take in some sights a little bit because about 2 minutes up the road is Waffle House. Yeah. Right. It's that good, folks. It's that good.
I think we got time for one more Baloney Nation question, just a quick one.
All right, fire away.
This person wrote in, I like Jim's idea about dessert potato chip flavors. My idea, what about bologna flavored potato chips? What do you think? I've already trademarked the idea.
What? I would say fried bologna potato chips.
I think you're right.
Definitely has to be fried. Can't be regular bologna. It has to be fried bologna potato chips.
And I feel like I mentioned last week the hot dog potato chips I've had kind of were like that. It was, fried bologna and a hot dog are very similar.
Yep.
And mustard is your go-to topping for fried bologna.
Mm-hmm. And egg.
I've never had that.
So my dad used to make fried bologna and egg sandwiches.
Oh, wow.
And if you want a sandwich, you fry that bologna up, you take an egg over easy, or, crack the yolk and mix it, let it do its thing. Put a little salt and pepper on it. Oh,
wow.
Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
I've never had that, but that sounds really good.
I will tell everybody right now, do your homework before next week's show, big guy, fried bologna and egg sandwich.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you right now, almost as good as Waffle House.
I can't believe that's not on the Waffle House menu.
Yeah.
That seems like a perfect Waffle House meal. Throwing some hash browns on the side.
Ooh. You can make this into a fried bologna and egg sandwich, put some of that fried potatoes on top of it. Oh, you're on to something now.
Yeah. All right. We got to get Jimbo Joe's coffee
up and running.
Yeah.
Up and running.
You can definitely offer a fried bologna sandwich that will blow everyone's socks off.
I'm telling you. You don't know until you've had it. That's all I'm going to say. And it has to be Wonder Bar bologna. Can't be a knockoff bologna. Can't be your cheap peel off the red stuff around the edge bologna. It's got to be Wonder Bar bologna.
Okay.
The eggs don't matter. It doesn't matter if they're range free, caged eggs. Doesn't matter. But the bologna, you heard it first on Talkin Baloney. It's got to be fried bologna.
Well, I guess the good news is we've got a lot of response from Baloney Nation, and the bad news is we now have to do the Donnie Wahlberg episode.
Yeah. So
next week,
Donnie Wahlberg, we are bringing him. We're bringing him to the nation. Let's see if we can. Let's see what kind of response we get to this show.
Yes. Better get some views.
Yeah, I want to see what all the hype's about. Or is it just made up hype?
Ooh.
The gauntlet has been dropped. Yeah. Oh man, good times.
Yeah. So next week we'll talk Donnie. We'll have Melly Mel's on.
Yep.
And then we'll go from there. Bigger and better things. Wesley Snipes, maybe?
Oh yeah. Heck yeah.
All right.
Blade. Come on, everything's better with a sword.
Oh, killing vampires with a sword? Come on.
Except Harry Potter.
Do they have swords in Harry Potter?
I don't know. Even if they did, it wouldn't matter. All right. Till next week.
Stay classy.
And wash your hands.
There it is.